Hello guys, this is Joshua Horses. You can tell from the title I'm doing a review for the Chronicles of Narnia, the Voyage of the Dawn Treader film. Before we get into it, quick thing. Yes, I know. No camera. Camera's still not working. Had to use my phone. Hope you understand. And that's pretty much just it. Let's get to actually talking about this film, and I liked it. Overall, it's definitely, in my opinion, the weakest out of the three Narnia films. But I watched it, I was like, yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed myself. But at the same time, it was a very weird film because you could clearly tell, even before the credits roll, when I knew who the director was, I could clearly tell at the start of the film, a very different way. Okay, this is a different director, which I was like, I really like Andrew Adamson directing the first two Narnia films. I'm shocked that he hasn't done anything of note really since then. He maybe he has, maybe he's seen some of the great, some great blockbusters films, and I just don't know about it. Anyway, apparently, maybe he produced this film. Yeah, he did. I think it says produced by Mark Johnson, Andrew Adamson. So yeah, he did produce it. So he did have something to do with it. I don't know the details of why he didn't direct this film. Also, this film is done by Fox, when the last two films of this series were distributed by Disney. So that's pretty interesting. But the story was alright. It felt like a really different Narnia film in this. I like it, which the one part I like because it was a different story. It was about it wasn't even in Narnia, it was in the world of Narnia, but they're on the ship sailing, going to other countries and places that are in the same world as Narnia. So I kind of like that idea of it, but at the same time, and you could tell it was completely different, because although there was some music that in this film that was similar to the other two films, it's used very sparingly, when the other two films it's treated as just big moments of fighting. Yes, and this film it's kind of just like not used as much, which I like. At the same time I dislike, because the music for the first two films is incredible, top notch, incredible blockbuster music. By the way, I've just noticed something else. If you hear this weird machine in the background, that's just something that's on. It has to be on. Let's just continue. So yeah, it feels weird, but at the same time I enjoyed it. Let's quickly do a plot of the film. So basically, the plot of this film is that Edmund and Lucy and their cousin Eustace taken to Narnia. Edmund and Lucy return to Narnia. This is Eustace's first time in Narnia, and they have to find the seven lords of Tama, who are King Caspian, because he's king now. King Caspian's father's friends, who have gone missing, and he feels like it's his responsibility to find them. So, but then on their journey, they find out something more darker, and what their journey was, why were they sent by Aslan to do that and stuff. So it gets really good. So yeah, it's a quite good story. It's quite pretty good story. It's completely different to anything else I've seen. I quite liked it, but anyway, let's talk about the cast. So the main characters. Edmund, he was pretty good. I liked him in this film. He was playing this character that kind of thinks he doesn't like being in his world. He just wants to be at Narnia. He has the most fun. He can get to fight, and he just gets to enjoy himself. But when he's in Narnia, you have this kind of tension that he feels like he never got to really rule. He was just playing second fiddle, so like that kind of element they played. So yeah, it was a really good character. This was him finally getting that big, just cool Edmund's amazing moment, because in the first two films he didn't really get that. Yes, in the first film he did break the White Witch's staff that can turn people to stone, and that was good. It stopped people from turning stones with decent mode, but just for him to get stabbed right afterwards, and you lose the effect of that thing just for the character's death. So he didn't even, and although I liked him in the second film, he didn't really do a lot. To be honest, he didn't really do a lot. So like in this film, they did him justice and show, okay, he is great, he is enjoyable, you should care about him. I think her name's George Heleny, I'm not sure. Plays with Lucy. I get used to these UK. I'm quite fond of their performances. She's kind of, I like the fact she was given more to do to show that she's not just this cute, innocent little girl, that they're actually showing flaws in the way she thinks and feels, what she's thinking and what she wants. They actually show flaws, and I believe this is a teenage version of that, but anyway, they show flaws of her, which makes sense because it makes her feel more human, because in the first two films she kind of seems as this like innocent child who doesn't really do anything wrong, so I like the fact that it kind of made her more human, gave her something to do, but she kind of learns a lesson quite early on. It's not like a slow build of learning, but I still liked it. I like this lesson that she learned from this film. The lesson was mainly about looks and appearance and wanting to be other people. She just wanted to be beautiful like Susan. That part of the lesson I don't really get to. It doesn't relate to me because I'm not like a girl. I don't care about how other people look, and I'm not one of those people who want to look like other people. But I can understand the idea of wanting to be other people, what they do and what they experience in life. You want that, not who you are. So I like the story that they kind of go, no, be who you are. You are who you are for a reason. You were made this way for a reason. You could only be the best you. You can't be any good. You can't pretend to be anyone else or whatnot. You can only be the best at you. You won't succeed if you pretend to be someone else. Just be the best version of you, basically. So I really like that story. I quite like that part of the story. But the other part about looks, and beauty, that just doesn't relate to me as a boy. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. King Caspian, it's a new actor. And although I said I wasn't the biggest fan of his role in the first thing, considering the film is Chronicles of Prince Caspian, it's in the title. In this film, he's even worse. It's not to the end, near the end, when they give him something different. But apart from that, she's just like, generic king on a voyage that finds his his father's lost friends. It feels very generic. It's quite plain. At least they gave him, I personally prefer the actor of the first film. But, it doesn't really give him, he's just bland. They do a little bit in the end, but that's for a couple of minutes. So, they don't really do much of that. But the actor who played as Eustace, highlight of the film. He was hilarious. He was basically plays a character. He's the cousin of Edmund and Lucy. He's an absolute terrible person to his family. He doesn't like them. He doesn't like them. I said he doesn't like them twice, but he just doesn't want to be with them. He just hates them and what they think and stuff. And so that's an interesting situation where he thinks they can't have any control of me, to where they're in Narnia, where technically Edmund and Lucy are kings and queens, and he's just a person. So they outrank him, which I thought was quite interesting. They didn't really play into it, but I thought that was quite a funny part of it. And Eustace, he's just funny. He's so good in this performance. Even words that don't really sound funny, he plays them off as funny, and it's actually funny. He's hilarious. I don't even know what else he's been in here, but this film, he was incredible. I liked his performance a lot. It was incredibly funny, enjoyable, and I just enjoyed it. It was hilarious. It was the highlight of the film. Reveiw was alright. I liked him. He's kind of plays his character quite well from the first film. And Liam Neeson still knocks it out of the park as the voice of Aslan. In my opinion, even with the apparently reboot of the Narnia films on Netflix as a Netflix exclusive thing, I personally think they should still bring in Liam Neeson to voice Aslan, because I can't, this might be because of my childhood, but I can't think of a better person to voice Aslan than Liam Neeson. But that's just my opinion. Overall though, I enjoyed the film. It was definitely the weakest because it felt different. It was a different kind of film, and I think the first two do it better. So, but yeah, I still really enjoy this film. I can't really say much. There are some bland characters that are just kind of there, but if anything, Eustace in this film gets a 9 out of 10 by itself. if he was the main character, if he was going for this adventure, just mainly focused on him learning his lesson to love family, which was really good, I'd probably give it a much higher because he was just hilarious. He performed it so well. He was kind of a side character out of the main characters, but still, he was hilarious. I loved every minute of it. He was so sarcastic, but in a hilarious way. I was straight up laughing. Like, and no other film, Narnia film, does comedy like this. This was the best comedic film. It was incredible. It was enjoyable. I just loved it. So overall, man, this is still a really good film. I would give it a 7 out of 10. So that means ranking them for worst of best, number 3, the worst, is this film, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. It's still a great film, but compared to the others, it doesn't really match up with a 7 out of 10. Second, number 2, the second best, is Lion, Witch and Wardrobe with 7.5 out of 10. And number 1 is The Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian with an 8 out of 10. That's my favourite film. And there are definitely some things that stop it from getting higher, because they tease the Silver Chair, and that I'm pretty sure it's been cancelled, and Disney owes the right. They could do a complete reboot with these characters and stuff, which is a bit annoying, because I kind of hope this idea kind of went forward, in the sense that I would love to see Eustace get into a Narnia film, and another Narnia film, and be able to, like, you know, be Eustace, because I love Eustace in this film. And apparently there were rumours that Jill Pole, I haven't read the books, I desperately need to. I might have read them by the time this video comes out, because this is not coming out till like April. I'm filming like early March. But anyway, apparently there were also rumours that Jill Pole, when the film wasn't cancelled, there was rumours that Jill Pole was going to be played by Millie Bobby Brown. And as a Stranger Things fan, I'll be like, I like Millie Bobby Brown, she was great as 11, I'll give her a chance, it will be a big deal, but that's since been cancelled. And the thing with the Narnia owning it, they've owned, I've accidentally opened the case, sorry, but they've owned it for about a year. They bought it officially about a year ago, and they haven't really done anything with it, they haven't told us about anything. I have checked on the What's on Netflix website. It was just when I was doing some Googling about Narnia. They're still doing it because it was a relatively new article. It was the 24th of January 2020. So it was still a relatively new article, but I just don't know what they're doing with it. I hope they do something. They don't just leave it, because they've got to do something. And apparently it's going to be a combination of films, TVs. If you're going to do it that way, maybe make The Magician's Nephew a film. In my opinion, you need to keep Lion, Witch and Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and Voyage of the Dawn Treader films, definitely. Feature films. And definitely The Last Battle, because it's the final book. So I kind of feel like it's better to do it in a film. But stuff like The Magician's Nephew, which in fairness I haven't read, so I can't really say if it would be better as a film or show. The Horse is a Boy, I've heard that Horse and His Boy would be better as a TV show. And 6th, I've not seen, because the film never came, but there was, you know, that old BBC television show. Yes, I used to watch that. It's boring as crazy. It's insanely boring. No, I don't remember anything good about these films. As it's poor quality, and just maybe not poor quality. It came out like, it's the first, I think it came out like late 80s, so that wasn't too bad, but it just felt a bit dull. Apparently someone said it was so accurate to its source material, the books, that it became dull. But yeah, so and with those films, I don't remember Pacific Lesson for the most part. It was just like why they need to leave, like Peter, Susan, Reveiw. It's just like, you cannot, as long as it's like, you cannot come back. You are getting too old. Edmund and Lucy may come back. Like, what? There's no conclusion to their story. By the way, this is the final film Edmund and Lucy are in. This is their final journey in Narnia. I felt like they wrapped up their stories quite well. Edmund learns that he has family back in his own, that they need him. And the film ends very religious, I'm just going to say. It has this idea before they leave Narnia for the last time. Aslan tells Lucy that I will always be watching over you, and in your world, sorry, a notification came up, but in your world, you will have to learn who I am in your world, because there I have another name, and that's why you came to Narnia. So if you knew me a little here, you would know me better in your world. That he's obviously talking about, saying that he's Jesus in their world, which one part I can tell it's good in a sense it's probably kept accurate to the source material, but I can understand when people will be like, that's quite religious, and they might feel forced to it, but I don't feel that problem because I'm a Christian, so I thought it was quite cool to think of that way of making people Christians. But I overall enjoyed it. 7 out of 10. I've blabbered on a lot about this film, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're yet, turn notifications on so you never miss a video. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys!